نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على محمد رسول الله ومصطفى أمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله الذي نزل الفرقان لا أبده ليكون للعالمين نذيرا وبارك رسوله الكريم أرضي وسط وثقلين وإن شخصير وثيرا ونذيرا ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. All praise and thanks and glorification is due to Allah. The praise is due to Allah simply because the praise belongs to Allah. Nothing or no one that Allah has created has the right nor the ability to handle praise. Praise is not meant for the human system. He has no partners, he has no associates, he has no ancestors, he has no descendants. Almighty Allah who subhanahu wa ta'ala azza wa jal has no mother, no father, no daughter, no wife, no son. He rules the universe alone. I witness to that. And I witness also that Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of the prophets. And there was no messenger, no prophet to come after him. Surely after this, the best speech is the book of Allah. The best guidance is that of his Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the worst of all things is distortions or attempts to change this beautiful religion that Allah has made perfect already. That is called bid'ah. For all bid'ah is astray, and all astray will lead one directly to the hellfire. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah has honored us to witness a day of the Eid al-Adha, subhanAllah. A day that culminates, this day culminates a very, very beautiful event. I want us to understand, brothers and sisters, that this is the greater Eid. This is the most important Eid of the two Eids. Of course, we have 54 Eids throughout the year. There's 52 Jummah prayers, and then we have the Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha. So we Muslims have more to celebrate than non-Muslims actually. But this is the day, today, the day that the Hajjuj, the pilgrims, had already descended from Arafat, the location where Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam delivered his famous farewell address. This is where it happened. He delivered the famous farewell address, and this Mount Arafat has two meanings, and both of them are equally important. One, it means an elevated height. The other means to return. Return to an elevated height. Not just physically like the Hajjuj do when they climb Arafat to make their dua and get as close to the top as they possibly can, but those of us who are not able to perform Hajj, those of us who are here, right here in Houston, Texas, in this masjid, that spiritually we need to ask Allah's help for us to rise to the elevated height of our moral and Islamic consciousness and return to the fitra nature that Allah put us in. When we were born in the fitra nature. All of these beautiful children, even the little infants that were crying during the salah, they're perfect. They were born perfect. Not like the Christians taught me and taught me to teach that we're born in sin. We're born into a world that's filled with sin, but we're not born sinners. We're born perfect. It is our environment, the influence of our environment that determines how we're going to act, how we're going to respond to the presence of Allah. And so we need to, this is the day. Today is the day that they descended from Arafat. This is the day that the Hajjuj had already spent the night sleeping very, very lightly, I might add, in the streets of Muzdalifah. They slept very lightly on the streets of Muzdalifah. That they've already completed their sleep. And then when they wake up and perform their wudu to offer Salat al-Fajr, then they go around collecting stones, pebbles, right? Today, the day that the Hajjuj, the pilgrims, are ascending in mass to the Jamarat and reach into their pouches for those stones they collected at Muzdalifah. They collect those stones and they retrieve those stones from their pouches. And one at a time, throw a stone, a minimum of 7. Many people, they empty their pouch. A minimum of 7 stones at the monument, which is a symbol of Shaitan. But many pilgrims, so angry at Shaitan, so angry at this devil for causing a lifetime of havoc in their lives. If you were there, some of us have been there. If you've been there at the Jamarat, and the people were angry at Shaitan, and justifiably so. They're thrown, and when they run out of, and if you've been there, when they run out of stones, they take off their shoes and throw their shoes. They're angry at Shaitan. Why? Because this devil caused a lifetime of havoc, a lifetime of turmoil, destruction, chaos, disunity, bloodshed, divorce, illegitimate babies, war, oppression. Of course, we are justifiably angry at Shaitan. Yes, and we should be angry at him, even though stoning is a Sunnah ritual. It's a Sunnah ritual, but we're still mad. And that's the way we should carry ourselves today. Allah says in the Quran, he is your avowed enemy, so treat him like an enemy. Why would Allah have to tell us that in the Quran? Why would he have to remind us that he is, it's in the book right there in black and white, in pure, clear Arabic, he's your avowed enemy. But why does Allah have to remind us? Since we know that the Shaitan is negative. We know that he invites us to sin. Then why does Allah have to remind us to treat him like an enemy? Right? You know why? Because we don't treat him like an enemy. As a matter of fact, the oxymoron or the contradiction is that many Muslims treat each other like enemies. When Shaitan is the real enemy. We don't treat him like an enemy. We welcome him into our house. Even though we have the audacity to say, Eldu Billah, him and the Shaitan Rajim, but we welcome the Shaitan into our households. We welcome him into our children's lives. We give them cell phones and computers and tablets, and then leave them free to choose what they call entertainment. That's inviting Shaitan. Yes, we refuse to lower our gaze. We're inviting Shaitan. We're not treating him like an enemy. But today, the Hajjuj are so angry because they're looking at this symbol of Shaitan. Listen to me carefully. You don't have to look at a symbol of Shaitan to throw stones at him. We already know that he's after our lives. He wants our families. He wants our wives. He wants our husbands. He wants our children. He wants our imams. He wants our doctors. He wants our lawyers. He wants everybody who is trying to demonstrate the fitra nature that Allah put him in. He wants everybody. You know what's the sad part? The sad reality of it? He's getting a lot of us. You know, we can change that. It's up to us. Listen, Allah determines when we're born, when we die, but we determine the quality of our life. That's our duty, our responsibility. But remember, this stoning of the Shaitan is not merely just an attack of aggression. No, but it's a calculated act of self-defense, spiritual self-defense. It's an act of spiritual self-defense that throws stones at Shaitan. Now you may be thinking, well, it's just a monument. It can't fight back. But it's a symbol to remind us. It's a reminder of Shaitan deserves to be punished by us if we can, if whatever we can do to throw a stone. Just like the Kaaba is a symbol of Tawhid. We don't worship the Kaaba. You don't have to see the Kaaba to make your salah. But you witness that it's a testimony, a monument of Tawheed. And so we circumambulate, we make tawaf around the Kaaba. Whether it's Hajj or Umrah, you're going to make tawaf around the Kaaba. Why? Not to celebrate the house, but to remind us that our life should revolve around Tawheed. Our life and all our decisions, everything that we choose to say, to wear, to eat, to drink, our associates that we make. All of our decisions for entertainment, all of our decisions for our pastime should be based on the oneness of Allah. So our life should revolve around Allah, revolve around the testimony of Tawheed. Yes, it's a calculated act of self-defense. This self-defense against who? Self-defense against a jinn who named Iblis, who was turned into a devil. He was a jinn. He had what he wanted. He had what he needed. Allah gave him the leadership of the jinn. That wasn't good enough for him. He wanted to think that he was so special. But now he turned into a devil. Why? After being arrogant and sarcastic against the very God that created him and created you and created me and created everything in this beautiful universe. He had the audacity. Listen, some of us are from the old school. Remember that in the old days when whoopings was legal? Remember, I don't know if y'all might be too young to remember when whoopings was legal. Yeah. We were sarcastic to our mother and father, and they got the taste slapped out of our mouth. That was just a human being, our mother and our father, or our auntie, or our grandma or grandpa. We didn't sass anybody. As a matter of fact, it was illegal in those days to not answer somebody, yes sir, yes ma'am. Oh, we spoil our kids so much, we let them talk to us any old kind of way, don't we? Isn't that terrible? That's Shaitan that allows that.
Right.
That's why we stoning that devil. We listen to some of the children. Watch when we finish this khutbah and we go out to eat. The children be talking to parents, yeah, no, no, yeah, right. And we tolerate that. Why? Because the influence and the residue of Shaitan as he crawled around and left his residue all over our soul like roaches and rats leave residue on your walls and in your cabinets. That's Shaitan. Why not stone him? He deserves it. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, وَتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Let there arise out of you. Let there come up. Let there rise like cream rises to the top of milk. Let there arise out of you a band of people, a group of people, a selection of people that enjoin what is right and forbid what is evil. Yeah, you have the courage to do that? Huh? You have the courage? Do we? Do we have the courage to enjoin what is right and forbid what is evil? Some of us are too cowardly to do it. And what's your evidence? Some of us are intimidated by our own children. Then the Prophet ﷺ said that one of the signs of the last day is that women will give birth to their masters. What do you think he was talking about? My child's going to be a president. My child's going to be a governor. No, it means that on one of the signs of the last day is that men and women will be bearing children, will be given children. They'll be producing children that will rule them, that will sass them, be sarcastic with them, will disobey them, and will be too afraid, too intimidated to correct them. That's a master. Yeah? Allah, of the Prophet ﷺ is so, not only was he intelligent, is he intelligent, he's also smart. Because he knew how to talk to people. He could see through people. SubhanAllah. So you, and then this ayat, and it says, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Those are the ones that achieve felicity. The English felicity means true happiness. What is true happiness? You want to achieve true happiness? I'm going to tell you what true happiness is. True happiness is not getting a loan from a bank. True happiness is not getting a new car. True happiness is not marrying that pretty little Muslim sister because you talked to her father and they let you marry. True happiness is not getting something brand new, getting a new pair of shoes or a new kufi cap. True happiness is on the day of judgment. You face Allah and you're happy to see Him and He's happy to see you. That's true happiness. Are we going to be happy? Huh? Look into your own lives. Don't try to confess to me. I am not a priest. I'm not a priest to you. This is not Catholicism. This is Islam. Ask yourself, are you prepared for Allah to be happy to see you? Are you prepared to be happy when you see Him? If you're not going to die in obedience to Allah, you're not going to be happy. SubhanAllah. Yeah. When the muezzin calls the adhan, he comes, he says, Hayya ala falah. Come to success. Not success as is perceived by human beings, but success as is perceived by Allah. What success is perceived by Allah is taqwa. SubhanAllah. Yes. Shaitan is relentlessly fighting you. He's relentlessly. He made an oath to Allah. This dude made an oath to Allah. After Allah gave him, he said, I'm going to give you respite till the day they're ready. He said, just for that, I'm going to come after your righteous people. I'm going to come after your servant from the front, the back, the left, and the right. I'm going to come after them, and you're not going to find many of them grateful, so there. This guy's talking, you know, I couldn't talk like that to my, you know, the prophet, peace upon him, says that even if you suck your teeth to your parent, like that, it's a sin. You know, I just batted my eyes a certain way. You know, some of y'all might remember, you might be too young. Don't you roll your eyes at me. You remember that statement? Don't roll some, and then they would confuse you by saying, don't roll your eyes at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't roll your eyes at me. Look at me when I'm talking. They confuse us. But listen, that's a parent. A parent. Here's a guy, here's a jinn that was made the leader jinn. That wasn't good enough to be the leader of the jinn. Then Allah told all you got to do is show respect for Adam. Don't bow for worship, bow for respect. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, no, I'm not doing that. Then he got sarcastic. Now, see, the difference between Iblis and Adam, when Adam sinned, alayhi salam, he repented right away. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Right away. Iblis got worse. We got some friends like that. We got associates like that. You try to correct them, and instead of something, they just get worse. So he got worse. So this dude had the blatant audacity to get sarcastic with the God that created him. And then Allah says in the Quran, see, before this happened, before this incident or this interaction between Iblis and Allah, Allah had already written it in the Quran. The Quran was already written by a miraculous pen in a time and a space known only to him. Yes. And he said, he is your relentless, avowed enemy. He's not going to, relentless. You understand relentless? The difference between a hornet and a bumblebee? A bumblebee can't be relentless because the way Allah made his stingers, when it stings you, the stinger comes out, then his body's exposed and he dies. But the hornet is stingers like a razor. So it can be relentless. You can get stung 100 times by one hornet. That's what Iblis does. He's going to keep messing with you till he find out what your weakness is. Like the FBI. They keep messing with you till they find out what your weakness is so they can set you up. Yeah, they learned their trick from Shaitan because they probably are Shaitan. But Shaitan, they keep messing with you till they find out what your weakness is. Maybe it's money. Maybe it's sex. Maybe it's power. Maybe it's attention. Maybe it's prestige. Maybe it's material stuff. Whatever your weakness is, Shaitan will keep messing with you till you find out what your weakness is, then use it to bring you down. Then you'll be up crying to Allah like you should have been doing when everything was fine. Oh my Lord, please forgive me. Oh my Lord, please forgive me. If you forgive me, I'll do my prayers on time. I'll go to Jummah on time. You don't bargain with God on stuff that you're supposed to do anyway. You're supposed to do your prayers on time anyway. Don't be trying to bargain with God with orders he already gave you. SubhanAllah. We're so contradictory. Don't make Iblis right. Come on, my beloved brothers and my beloved sisters. Don't make Iblis right. He says, surely you won't find most of them grateful. Shaitan is relentlessly fighting you. So my message to my beloved brothers, my beloved sisters, and to myself, fight back. Fight back. One of the worst whoopings my father gave me when I came home from junior high school told him some boy hit me. He said, did you hit him back? I said, no. He said, I teach you judo so you can fight. So he whooped me. He said, this is the whooping that you're supposed to put on him. And he whooped me. Fight back. Don't let Shaitan make a punk out of you. Don't let him do that. Fight back. How do you fight back? Don't just cover your face, allow him to beat you with his immoral, profane, waste-making, foul, sarcastic, insubordinate inclinations, suggestions. Don't let him keep beating you with his fornication and I got a little girlfriend and we're going to get married 5 years from now. Don't let him beat you when I got to get high sometimes because it helps me understand the teachings better. Don't let him beat you. Fight back. Throw your stones of taqwa and shaitan. That's what we got. We don't have the physical stones that the Hajjuj got that they collected in Muzdalifah, but each of us, if you want it, we have a bag full of stones of taqwa. And anytime shaitan approaches you or affects your Islamic rationale, Allah says, Say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. About everything, not just when you're about to read the Quran. Say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim about everything. Anything you might be tempted to do, because he's going to keep trying and pulling at you and yanking at you till he gets you to disobey God. But then he's not satisfied, because then when you disobey God, he's going to try to make you comfortable in that disobedience. That's what Shaitan does. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, as we conclude, on the Mount Arafat, in his very, very famous farewell address, he said, as a very acceptable translation, he said, the evil one has given up all hope of being worshipped in this land. So he will come after the believers with small things. Yes, hidden things. He really meant to say hidden. It's called shirk al-khafi. It's the hidden shirk. The shirk that hides so you don't realize that you're committing shirk. It's the shirk that hides between your inclination toward riyah, showing off. The shirk that hides in this age of technology that makes us waste time, so much time on our cell phones. Yeah, I said, well, TikTok and Facebook, they got a lot of Quranic ayahs. But look at the rocky road you got to travel to find it. You got to get past useless, meaningless, profane, and irresponsible advertising and jokes and stuff. That has nothing to do with your Islamicity, subhanAllah. He's going to come at you with small things. Yes, and even on this blessed day of Eid, we're about to celebrate, subhanAllah. And the non-Muslims call this in America Father's Day. Well, spiritually, subhanAllah, isn't it ironic? Only Allah could have known that the father of monotheism is Ibrahim alayhi salam. He's our father. So we celebrate this day not the way the Christians do, go buy a Hallmark card or take some daddy to dinner, but celebrate the paternity, the spiritual paternity of Ibrahim alayhi salam by guarding your chastity, raising high your level of Islamic jurisprudence. To celebrate the fitrah and teach it into the children. Don't be afraid to tell your children the truth. I promise you're going to lose. I'm telling you from experience, if you don't teach the children the truth about Islam, you're going to suffer. And when they get about 16 or 17, you won't come crying to some imam, oh, can you give a khutbah about hijab? Can you give a khutbah about gangs? So you want me to fix in a 30-minute khutbah what you spent 17 years messing up. It ain't fair to them. It ain't fair to yourself. It ain't fair to your family. It ain't fair to the leader. It's not fair to the future generation. Do your job, parents. Step up to the plate. Man up, brothers. Be a man. And quit letting Shaitan slap you around the playground like a bully. This is Shaitan's playground. Don't let him slap you around. You didn't do it when you was in jail. Huh? What'd you do to brothers? Some of you have been to jail. When somebody was picking on you, what'd you do? You got close to the Muslims. They don't mess with the Muslims. Do it now, damn it. Do it now. Get close to the brothers now. Get close to the sisters now. That's what you do. Don't wonder where, oh, I'm not in the mood to go to the masjid. The whole earth is a masjid. Come on. Let's bond together like brothers, like sisters in Islam. Like we connect our feet together when we pray. SubhanAllah. Click your heels together like you have to do when you're in sajda. People are going to lose. Except those that believe and work. Not just believe, but believe, aminu wa amilu, and work. Righteous, salihah. Righteous deeds, subhanAllah. And remind, influence, what the wasal bil haq. Remind, influence, encourage each other. Come on, my beloved brothers, my beloved sisters. It's us against the world. All we got is each other. All we got is each other. Look at the talent. Look at the brains we got. Electricians, plumbers, scientists, engineers, teachers, theologians, mechanics. We got everything except each other. Let's bond together. Act like you care about the brother or sister that you see. Embrace them. But before you can do that, embrace yourself and your responsibility to be the fitr. Allah says to Tahrim as I close, oh, you believe, save yourselves and your families from a fire whose what? What's the fuel of fire? Whose fuel is what? People and stones. Some of us, and I pray to Allah as none of us in the sound of my voice, some people are created just to be fuel for the hellfire. So the fire is hot enough to burn the people that disobeyed Allah. I pray Allah is not me. I pray Allah is not none of you who I love, and I love every one of you. You can't compete with me with love. I can prove I love you more than you love me. My whole life is revolved around. My feet don't hit the floor. On the side of my bed, so I'm thinking, what can I do to make life easy for a brother or a sister that I love? That's how we're all supposed to be family. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم انك مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم في العالمين وقنا ربكم يكون يستجيب لكم الله اكبر الله اكبر الله اكبر لا اله الا الله الله اكبر الله اكبر ولله الحمد السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته عيد مبارك